Hey guys, George here from mynaturalherniacure.com, and in today's video I want to talk to you about rebuilding the mind-muscle connection to help you heal your hernia naturally. I'm going to talk about which muscles are weak, why they're weak, how you can re-strengthen them to get them stronger to hold the hernia in, and then how to reconnect the mind-muscle connection to make sure that those muscles stay firing at all times to keep your hernia in all day long. If you don't know who I am, I'm George Hurst. I make these videos just to basically add to the pool of knowledge about healing a hernia naturally, because when I was going through it for myself, there was absolutely no information out there at all about healing a hernia naturally. Everything was all about that you need surgery for a hernia, which I just knew in my soul that just could not be right. So I want to put this information out there for you guys so that you have more information to make a more informed decision on whether you want to get hernia surgery or if you want to take the natural route the way that I did. And if you don't already know my story, I started out with a hernia the size of 2 golf balls together in the inguinal canal. And I was able to get that hernia to go to absolutely nothing. I have no symptoms, I have no pressure, I don't have to wear a hernia belt, and I did that all by trial and error. So if you get anything out of these videos, please give me a like. Make sure that you share this with anybody else who you know that might need it. Hit me up in the comments below if you have any questions, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Doing all of those things will help other people that are in the same situation as you find my videos easier in the future. So one of the reasons that you have a hernia is because you have a weakness in the abdominal muscles that surround the inguinal canal. And those muscles are the transversus abdominis, the inner obliques, and the outer obliques. Those are the 3 muscles that make up the walls of the inguinal canal. If you have a weakness in those muscles, then it's going to make it a lot easier for the intestinal content or the abdominal contents to poke through, which is what is causing that lump in your groin. So in order to get your hernia to stay in, you're going to have to strengthen those 3 muscles. How those muscles got weak is most likely from living a mostly sedentary lifestyle. Even if you're a super active guy like I am, you're still sitting a lot. You're sitting while you're driving, while you're working at your desk, while you're eating, whatever you do, as active as you could possibly be, we still sit around a lot. And when you sit around a lot, that's what causes those muscles to basically atrophy, and what severs the mind-muscle connection to those ab muscles that are so important to hold the hernia in. So basically what happens over time from not using these muscles the way that they're supposed to be used and having that mind-muscle connection severed from underutilization is that the muscles, especially the transversus abdominis, gets loose and flabby. And I'm going to put a couple of links in the description below of some hernia surgery videos. In every single video, he takes his little tweezers that he's using to move the flesh around, and he pokes at the transversus abdominis muscle. And he says, as you can see, the musculature is weak and flabby.
So the posterior inguinal wall, which is very weak and flabby.
Or something of that nature. He says something like that in every single video. And I'll put those links down in the description so that you guys can see the trend that I'm talking about. Is that everybody that has an inguinal hernia, there's a weakness and the muscle is weak and flabby. And that's what we're trying to change with these exercises and by redeveloping the mind-muscle connection. The way to redevelop those muscles is by doing certain exercises. I'm also going to put the links to the exercises that I show on my channel that I did for myself. There's 2 different sets of exercises. There's exercises where you're laying on your back and doing leg lifts and all different types of things like that. And then there's also an ab vacuum exercise. For me, I think the ab vacuum exercise was the holy grail.
Behold, Arthur, this is the holy grail. Look well, Arthur, for it is your sacred task to seek this grail.
Once I figured out the right way, how to do that with the right form, with the right intention, it changed everything. I had to do a lot of reps. I had to do about 100 reps a day of this exercise, which seems like a lot, but what I would do is I would break them up throughout the day. So I might wake up in the morning And while I'm still laying in bed, just kind of waking up, I might do 10 of them. And then while I'm standing in the kitchen making breakfast, I would do another 10 of them. And then while I was driving, if I was going to the store, while I was driving to the store, I would do a couple. And then while I was standing in line at the store, I would do a couple. While I was sitting at my desk working, I would do some. I would do them in all different positions and at all times of the day. The neurological link between your brain and your muscle, keeping that line open, that communication line open, and having your brain switch that muscle on in your subconscious without even having to think about it. And this happens through lots of reps and good form. You have to have those two things in order to get this to work. Because if you don't have one or the other, you're never going to strengthen the muscle. The right muscle, if you don't have good form. And without the repetition, you're never going to exercise the mind-muscle connection, which is so important to keeping the hernia in. It takes thousands of reps to make a meaningful change to muscle fibers. So it's a big commitment to do. But I can tell you from experience that if you do commit to it and you do it with a lot of reps with proper form, the results are amazing. Now, of course, the muscle strength part of that's only part of basically what you have to fix in order to fix your hernia. It's a major part, but it's only one part. If you're interested in seeing the other parts, make sure to look at my channel, see my other videos. I have a video on the 5 root causes of a hernia. Watch that video and it'll take you through the rest of the other 5. And all my content on my channel will kind of walk you through what I did for all those other things as well. So be sure to look at the videos in the link down below. And I kind of want to know, do you think that the mind-muscle connection is going to be an important part of your healing journey? Yes, no, maybe. Go to hell, George, whatever. Leave it in the comments below. Thanks.